Yo, what's going on today, guys? It's your boy Zazo, and I'm back again for another video. So today, I've been seeing a lot of LeetCode problems and stuff like this being solved or not solved on the internet and on YouTube specifically. So I'm gonna try to dive in and solve some of these problems myself. I'm gonna go through this one and see if this is something that would be helpful to you guys. Yes, I did attempt it because I tried to record this video and something went wrong and it stopped recording. So I did kind of work through this already, but I'm gonna try to do a better job of explaining this time. I felt like I was doing better last time, but my camera just went out or my recording it stopped recording for some reason. So I'm gonna try to work through this. I'm gonna work through it a little bit faster because I have already worked through some of the problems, but my key thing is going to be to explain it um, to those who may not understand what's going on. So you're given two integer arrays, num1, num2, sorted in non-decreasing order, and two integers m and n, representing the number of elements in nums1 and nums2 respectively. Merge 1 and 2 essentially into a single array, non-decreasing order. The final sorted array should not be returned by the function, but instead to be stored inside the array nums1. To accommodate this, nums1 has a length of m plus n, where the first m elements denote the elements that should be merged, and the last n elements are set to 0. It should be ignored. Nums1 has a length of n. All right, so we have these examples down here. Nums1, m has 3 elements because we are not counting zeros. Zeros should be ignored, essentially. So we have m3. And then we have that 1, 2, 2, 3, 4, or 5, 6. They merge the two elements. Okay. Seems easy enough. Like I said, I've worked through this, so I'm going to go through this a little bit faster. But my key objective here is going to be to actually explain what I'm going through as well, not as I'm doing it, afterward. So essentially, I know where we need to start. There's two arrays. We need to point to the last element of each of these arrays. And also, we need to point to the last element of the final array because we are adding, we're basically going in descending order. So we're going to be going from the highest number of each array. And we're going to be comparing them and then adding that to the full array or overriding the full array. So we're basically going in descending order, I guess you would say. I'm going to kind of try to draw a visual to make this stick more. I haven't done any LeetCode problems, by the way. Like I said, I tried this one, and I'm not any type of CS major or anything like that, so I didn't study this type of stuff. It's just pure like problem solving and coding background, software background, just trying to get through this. But yeah, so pointers. I'm gonna need a pointer for essentially this is gonna be for nums1. I'm gonna point to the last element in nums1. Ooh, what the? And then I'm gonna need one for. Bro, I can't even see my keyboard. That's crazy. I'm gonna need one for pointer 2. All right, I'm gonna explain this after because I can't do two things at once. P1 is going to be last element of nums1. P2 is last element of nums2. And P is going to be essentially the sum. So if we have 3 elements here, right? And we have 3 elements here, that's going to be 6 minus 1 is going to be the 5th index. I'm going to have a visual. So I'm not going to stay too much on that, but I'm going to have a visual. So what I want to check is I want to check while P1, so the last element in nums1 and the last element in nums2 is greater than 0, aka while these arrays are not empty, right? So I'm basically checking the last part of the array, the last element in the array. So, and then I'm going to compare nums1 P1, aka the last element in nums1. If that's greater than nums2 P2, Then I want to essentially take the last element, right, of the final array, and I'm essentially going to make it whatever number is in the last element of the first array, and then else we're just going to do the exact opposite. So we'll do nums1. The reason why it's nums1p is because, remember, we are overriding nums1. We are not creating a new array. We are not returning the array. So that's why we're doing nums1. But we're doing p, which means the last element in nums1 after we override it. Once again, hold on for the visual. There's another thing. We're not moving through the array, so all right. I need to decrement each array. Gotta remember to do that because I got caught on that one last time. And then we gotta move through the final array. And then we also have to, if there's anything left in nums2, we want to essentially copy them into nums1. We don't have to check nums1 because they should already be in place, right? All these, you know, just given this example, they should already be in place. If that's the case. So we're going to essentially do all right. What am I doing? I forgot. All right. All right. So let's try this. Bruh. What'd I do? I'm just not. I'm not. Okay. S's, really. That's what got me. It was the S's. Okay. So, as you can see, I got this correct. I'm going to try to explain this in the least confusing way possible. All right. So now I'm going to kind of go through hopefully this makes sense, but the code I just wrote, I'm going to try to go ahead and explain how you essentially arrive at what I did. So let's go ahead and do this. So the first thing I do is make pointers for everything. So I want to point at the last valid element in nums2, last valid element in nums1. So this is essentially what I put. Ooh, that's disgusting. So I'm pointing at each valid element here, right? And then this block right here is essentially, I'm going to be checking if the array is not empty. That's what the while is. Then I want to compare the last elements. So I'm going to compare from both of these, and I want to essentially overwrite the existing array. So the first thing we're gonna do is compare 6 and 3, and obviously 6 is higher. So because we took it from here, essentially just decrement and go to 5. We're gonna do 5 and 3. Obviously 5 is bigger there, right? That's crossed out. Now we're going to 2, right? So 3 and 2. Obviously 3 is bigger. So we're gonna go ahead and do 3. Cross that out. We're gonna compare 2 to 2. So like right here. Else nums1. So it's just gonna be 2. So it really doesn't matter if it's 2 or 2. Obviously, it's gonna go in the same order. So we're gonna have 2. And then basically we're done with this array. And now it just kind of puts it into place. So now if there's anything remaining in nums2, it will essentially replace, or it'll be copied into nums1 because nums1 is already in place. So we're going to do that. That's the last bit of code I just explained. It's this. All right, so now we have our final array, right? So we essentially just tackled one of the example problems, which is what I like to do. I like to just do the brute force method, and then after that, I will go back and refactor if necessary, if there's anything needed. There's nothing really necessary to what I would think. It's pretty small as far as like what's going on. So I wouldn't really refactor this. If I needed to, I would, but it is what it is. So that's going to be the end of the video for this one. If you guys like it, please like the video, subscribe, because if you guys do like this type of video, I'll kind of continue. If not, then I'll kind of just let it die, and I'll go on to doing the other stuff. But yeah, so that's it for this one. Kind of a different video. If you like it, like I said, you can leave a comment. Let me know what you want me to do, and then we'll just kind of tackle these, and hopefully I can help somebody out by doing this and kind of walking through my thought process of doing this. So all right, love, peace, and chicken grease. I'll see you on the next one.